Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam, here with the 51st session of the Underland Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition campaign. We have Nick as Jimmy, we have Austin as Erich, we have Bob as Kalidan, Ryan as Henwick. And then y'all going through hell right now. Last time, Jimmy signed a contract with Zariel.
That was the time before last time.
No. That was last time. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Time flies.
Yep.
Why do I feel like sometimes in your campaigns, your character, against their will, has to sell their soul to move the plot forward? Otherwise, we sit here and play this campaign forever.
My soul.
I mean, he wasn't willing to. He was willing to try and find a different avenue.
I was willing to make, concessions.
It was definitely the path laid in front of you, but there's always other paths.
We could have attacked her.
When we got
that probably wouldn't have been a good path.
When we literally got to the exit point, I had to take the contract only she could give out and walk us through it.
Yeah,
well,
on the way out, we should definitely pin that to that location with like a rock.
Too late.
Well, we still have the contract, don't we?
But you're already downriver.
I mean, on the way back out. We just take a trip back, pin that up.
Yeah, we can always start over.
And create a gap in the fence.
Anyway.
All the illegals get through.
Do you immigrate deeper into hell just for funsies?
I assume at least the demons would be interested. That's a good point. Get out of your contract by selling it to a demon. Give them a way through the first layer in exchange for them voiding the contract.
That's a good point. How about if we come across demons in further subsequent layers, we start capturing them instead?
I don't know if I've ever lost control of them before I got through my recap of the previous session. I think this is a record for the earliest losing control of.
No, watch. It's easy. I signed a contract. We got to Tiamat's. We unloaded Gith and her servant.
Already missed parts.
Not important parts. Then the fish showed up, and Ryan got access to Gate once a month. Then we went through. Yes, and then we went through the force field. And angels.
Yeah, before that, Henwick and Erich spoke with angelic watchers. Yeah, Gith and her knight split from the party. As he said, Henwick got Gate and got rid of his being trapped by allowing the Lady of the Lake
now I can only
to march her forces upon Tiamat's mountain.
Now I can only talk to her through Kalidan. Talk at her through Kalidan.
Well, but personally, my favorite part's going to be when I have it at the end of the campaign and she's not going to have to endure a lifetime of really boring life in a town. What's he doing? Nothing. He's just staying in town. He's building.
He's becoming a blacksmith.
Also, Erich passed a contract back and forth between him and Zariel, trying to do conditions back and forth. And
yes.
Yeah, see, but that didn't nothing came of
nothing
that.
came of that. And I don't think anything will. The one with the angelic thing, I don't know what you guys are going to do later.
Yeah, nothing came of the angels either. They weren't going to take us up to a higher powered being to solve our.
Anyways, you have now gotten to the second layer, Dis, and you are in a canyon overlooked by 2 iron watchtowers. So basically, at this point, you've just flown down your rapids to this layer, and you find yourself in this feeling claustrophobic sort of canyon that kind of bends just slightly as it goes up. Just a reddish rock. Rusty rock.
If I remember correctly, is this where we fought the giant 4 demon monkeys? Last time we were in
those are demons.
No, that was in the Abyss. You're thinking... First off, he's thinking of a different campaign. He's thinking Mission of Good. But no, that was slightly similar in appearance, but no, that was in the Abyss.
We were sailing through the sticks in a red canyon. That's where my
I don't know
mind...
if it was red, but it was a canyon.
It doesn't matter.
The Bulgar are demons, they're not devils.
Yeah, okay.
This isn't the same place as I.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Does that mean we're also not going to go through a spider web layer?
No, that again, Abyss.
No. I did not. I thought the Styx only went through hell. I did not realize it went through both.
It goes through all the lower planes.
Yeah.
That's actually how you get to them. In fact, that's the reason why the demons use it to travel to hell.
Yeah.
To attack it.
No kidding.
And the people of Gehenna are just like, leave me alone.
Yeah. So you have iron watchtowers, and the flow of the river is definitely slower. Kennen is able to keep the ship progressing, but even she has to slow down the pace just to maneuver it. As unlike
Detect magic.
It's magic.
No, I'm just casting it.
Are you ritualing?
Yeah.
You got a bit. Because unlike the layer above where you had more room to maneuver, this is a much narrower section of the river, and so she's having to carefully navigate around the actual canyon itself. You go under. Slight shadow cast down on you from sort of the iron fortresses, and out from under it. Too far up to quite see who or what is within them.
If no one's hailing us to stop, I say we ignore everything.
And as you go further, you get to a point where the river has no movement.
But will wind just keep dragging us
Yeah,
forward?
she's able to continue moving the ship through. But there is... The river itself is just completely still.
So what's your experience with this layer cannon?
I'll need to find the exit. It's a bit of a maze.
And I'm just going to assume if we fly up above the ridgeline, do bad things happen?
I've never flown up above the ridgeline.
Don't have to convince me.
I've never done a thing! Ooh! Eric's on it!
Twist my arm, why don't you?
You get up there, the first thing you will notice is that if you were to just wander away, it might be hard to relocate the specific canyon which the boat is in.
Oh.
So you know to kind of keep an eye on a boat, but nothing is immediately attacking you here. The surface above is very broken and rocky, and you can see, in addition to those iron fortresses behind, that there are dotted along a great many of them, and it just over the landscape that looks out, it seems endless of this broken red landscape. There are these sort of cracks that make up the tops of a maze of canyons just going on forever. Some larger, some smaller. You do see... make a perception check. Yeah.
11.
11? Yeah, no, pretty much, yeah. So you just have this... There are a great many, of the iron fortresses, sort of these towers that stick up over these cracks and look down on them. And just that endless expanse of broken ground as the maze of canyons expands on in all directions.
Yeah. Just a big open space.
Well, lots and lots of more canyons. But is the canyon we're in still going straight?
It goes for a little bit, and then there's a few spots where you can turn.
Well,
You come across a few spots where the ground levels up, going sort of up out of the water and to canyons that are not actually within the Styx, where they'd be paths to walk upon.
I think the cannon just knows where she's going.
You can figure all you want.
Well, I don't know where I'm going.
yeah, so
You never do.
Yes.
No, preferably not.
Yes. So we keep sailing. Does she ever say she doesn't know? Otherwise, we're going to let her go until she says go ask someone for directions.
She does say it is a maze.
Well, I'm not a Minotaur.
And the whole thing is based off of you having derived memories from some past life.
Mm-hmm.
Super reliable.
Has things changed since then?
Perhaps. Should be a city. Well, we may be able to get answers
How
there.
high are the caverns?
Hmm?
How high is the top of the...
Also,
Where you're at here, we'll say 127 feet from the water's surface.
Is it usually more?
It varies.
Like,
I mean, it's
like 300?
It's not a whole lot more. It probably ranges from as little as about 70 or 80 feet, from at least from the ones that are in the water. It doesn't go much more than that, and up to maybe 150.
Then construct myself a tow line, and then I'll go and be our scout balloon.
Mm-hmm. That was my thoughts. Tie a rope to our main mast, then have him up there. It was like, he's our spotter for city.
did I get anything interesting out of detect magic?
I mean, the water itself is magic.
It's boat's magic.
Yeah, the boat's magic, of course. This would probably actually be the first time you would notice that you no longer are.
Look at Kalidan and it's like, so how's the whole time at fighting going?
Me?
Yeah, looking at Kalidan.
My guy goes back to reading his book, confused.
But yeah, no, you didn't see the city. There were other watchtowers. Is the only sign you see of any form of civilization.
Want to go knock and say hello? And ask for directions?
Well, how far away are they? Because they're all still really far away, right? They're all in the distance.
Some of them probably less than a mile.
Yeah, I don't have a mile of rope.
No. You could navigate a mile, though.
I don't have any of my tools.
You could follow... it is not such a great distance of maze that you couldn't follow the cracks leading back, is the point.
Just fly up there, get a fire going on the thing with smoke. It's like, okay, now you can find us coming back.
Huh? Well, for Erich it'd be much easier than that, because he'd have to come back the way that he's already gone. It just, the more boring the place looks, the more likely you're going in the right
Follow my
direction.
So you go up to the top?
Yeah.
You can try and look around as well.
Mm-hmm. That's why I have a passive perception and I don't know where my dice are.
Did you get your dice? No, Ryan is taking your box of dice.
Ah, okay.
Makes perfect sense.
Look, lower than the passive.
Well, you didn't see it with the passive, so.
Mm-hmm.
Passive wasn't good enough.
Set up a marker here.
So send you away.
Well, and give you advantage on charisma checks and an inspiration.
For how long?
I believe inspiration lasts 10 minutes. The enhance attribute lasts an hour.
Ability.
Yeah.
So you have the enhanced attribute. So
Yeah,
what do
10
you
minute mile isn't nuts on a flying broom.
What? That's pretty slow on a flying bird.
Yeah. I should have at least a couple rounds.
do? Fair enough.
Get to the tower,
So
knock
yeah,
on the
fly
door.
to the tower.
Yeah. It's,
Do I see devils?
You see an iron fortress. Thick metal walls. Really, Ryan?
We were all thinking it. He didn't say it out loud, though. He just threw him off.
Yeah, I'm going with it. With skulls and chains hanging off the side of it. Almost just like, with blood stains dripping out from the darkened windows.
But nobody to talk to.
No person there. The fortress itself stretches over and is like braced underneath the canyon itself, with sort of
Cantilever.
a brace on the bottom and like a sort of like a bridge that would go over to what is the door, where a gap has been left in the actual walking path. There are some
So there's a door.
some supports, but yeah.
So yeah, go and knock on the door.
Large metal door, rivets.
I clang on it with something metal. I have a
Sword.
sword.
Yeah.
I have a sword.
You also have a shield.
Yes. Fine.
And the door opens as some fingers, stretch over and pull it inward. The drawer at the bottom drags along the metal surface.
Avon calling.
And crouching down within is a large, brown-skinned demon.
Demon?
Devil.
I was gonna say I'd be nervous.
Very. Oh no, where did
Give
you
him my information. I'll tell him you're here.
Fair enough. Devil. Speaks infernal. Do you speak?
No, I speak common and a couple others, but mostly common. So I introduce myself in common as the esteemed Erich Rauda, fresh from the blood war in service to Zariel, on my way to the lower levels.
Very adventure. Speak something else, Gatterali, splattering you with a little spit just as he talks in the harsh language.
Well, I find myself astray in your realm. Point me.
I just
To
assume
the
all
nearest
devils
city.
speak common, so they can make deals, or at least have tongues of the ability.
Not all devils go and deal with mortals by any
Some of them are
stretch.
janitors.
Well, yeah, I just talk at him.
Well, now it's time for interpretive charades. You've seen Bob do it.
Asmodeus. It's like, that's a proper noun. That's got to translate.
He knew Zariel as well, which is why he just talked back to you the first time.
Come on, interpretive charades. You've seen Bob do it.
Yeah, but I don't do charades.
You could wait for me.
No, the worst part is when he calls me up there. Says, you translate.
We need you to translate for me. No, because somebody speaks Infernal, right?
Nope.
No? Nobody?
No, I believe Ryan speaks Abyssal
I
for
don't
reasons.
I don't know the word for map.
Yeah, I speak Abyssal.
So yeah, I just stretch it out. Do you know where the city is?
Bang!
Door closes?
Yeah. So the whole building kind of reverberates.
Well, I fall back to the signal fire.
How'd it go?
He didn't speak languages.
No. Well, I could help with that.
You got a spell for that?
Yeah.
Do you have a spell for that, though?
Yeah.
Oh. I didn't know if you had it prepared.
Ritual.
So, do we want to try with that same guy, or go to a different one?
He seems cooperative enough.
Okay.
Even when he was upset with me, he chose not to attack me.
Yeah.
I like him.
Better than some angels I know.
Fair enough.
I didn't write down in my notes. They tried to kill you.
They did. That was attempted murder.
Then he cursed them.
I want,
Cursed them
I want
terribly.
compensation.
He cursed them to have to remain.
You got a solid silver arrow.
Yeah.
Aha! See how he didn't. See how he didn't miss his attack. He's a good shot.
Yes. Get it. Alignment pun.
Yes, I get it. I just didn't think it was funny.
So between him flying over there, flying back, and getting the ritual cast, does the enhance ability wear off? Has it been over an hour?
Nah, he can get back and still have. By the time he gets back to you guys again, it will have. But
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be casting it along the way so that when.
Oh, you're going with him?
Well, yeah, I've got to be there to cast the magic.
Well, you just cast
How long
it on
does it
a-
last?
Yeah, it lasts an hour.
I need both targets.
Oh, I thought you only needed one target.
No. I need both of them.
Well, there you go.
because yours isn't a comprehend, yours is your thought.
Yep. Thought exchange.
You really,
What's
I
this
literally
called?
see comprehend languages there.
Oh, what's that going to do? Allow him to read something he writes down?
Oh, it's now tongues. Okay.
What's the spell?
Rary's telepathic bond.
Before all the S's.
That works over extremely long distances, I think.
Yeah, after it's cast.
Just the idea that we're going to have the rest of this duration to call that dude up whenever we're on.
After we get out of
Ring,
murder,
ring, ring.
murder range, just keep talking at him.
Gossip about the blood roar.
Unless his intelligence is lower than 3.
That's not the issue.
Rather, use it.
Yeah, 8 willing creatures.
Yeah.
There is no way to force it upon someone,
No.
and no way to communicate what you're doing.
Well, he says he can do it. I'm just going to trust that so.
Yeah. So you get back there,
Clang, clang.
and you audibly hear, said, "Roar!"
Clang, clang. Just put here, yeah.
Right behind the hair. Kind of gives you an exasperated look.
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Then keep casting.
You may make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Can I help him for advantage?
You may make a straight persuasion check.
Okay. Still gonna be good.
Natural
20.
Still about like 18.
And he will be willing to
I'm
allow the spell.
I'm an actually charismatic guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. Alright. We're in the mind link so we can talk now.
What the hell are you flying for? We have a bridge. Supposed to keep you from just walking up to the door. There's a bell over the bridge. Why did you not? Is the immediate thoughts going through his head?
I can fly. I never thought to walk the way.
We're gonna have to critique our travel guide.
I was convinced this was fine. Would you like me to go ring the bell? No. Well, and yes, I am the esteemed Erich Raspe. Fresh from victories with the Blood War to the service of Zariel.
Directly into the bride. Apply directly to the forehead.
And we are making our way down the layers. We're looking for the city. If you could point us in the correct direction. Most obliged.
The city of this lair.
The nearest one?
I suppose the Lord's city.
Don't forget or exit to the next layer.
Or yes, the exit to the third layer.
A city would be fine.
Don't think there's one. Lord City is Iron City.
No,
Well, where's that?
Then we'll probably hit Iron City.
From underneath.
So it's down?
Well, no, the markings.
Oh, there's signs down there?
Yes.
In your language?
Well, if it's something
I understand them.
And it's like, if it's reading, I can handle that.
So,
And
what do
it's
you do here? You just keep a lookout for invasions?
Keep a lookout. Cut up intruders.
Sounds like a good job.
is there
It's a
any-
good thing we have permission to be here.
Yes, quite.
And it's like anything that we should know as far as getting along on this layer, like as to do as the inhabitants of the second layer do.
What do you know that others don't?
What do I know that others don't?
So,
Probably a bunch of really trivial information.
like what?
Oh, like what I got for my 10th birthday, or
What?
yeah, I got a leather pouch. You say?
You're now poorer.
I know the location of the lost island of Tartar.
Do you know what the lost island of Tartar is?
Yes, it's a
You put it in
non-active
baked goods.
volcano covered in trees and a small tribe of sentient dog people.
Cobalt?
I've eaten those.
I didn't try. They fed me fruits. They were good.
That doesn't sound as good.
Tasted good at the time.
Did you try sentient dog people?
I didn't know. You didn't come up.
Yeah.
I might have missed that
If
opportunity.
you're there again.
And plus, pilots might not translate exactly.
He does not consider that thought.
My information was worth more. I'm not poor for telling my story.
Yes, you are. As you are telepathically linked, you start turning around thinking that. Yes, you are.
Well, I have a lot more. So that make me wealthy.
Do you keep them to yourself and not let others know?
No.
Well, then their wealth is, then their value is less.
But I do have a lot of them.
That is not where the value lies.
If this is the conversation, then I know the richest person ever.
Is it me?
No, but even to allude of Vecna, is that the greatest idea?
Oh, he's not gonna do anything about it.
Yeah, no, he's...
What are you going to do? Go push up Vecna for info?
No, gods have tried.
He's just one of those guys who has to keep watching his back because everyone's angry at him.
Well,
He's been in
we'll be
prison
on our
in
way.
demi-planes before.
I'll be on my way.
Right. Bang!
Yeah. Do you think?
Fly that.
Well, do you check underneath his bridge for the signage?
Well, I figure out if there's actually a bell.
Yeah, there's actually a bell at the end of the area where the bridge that would extend out from beneath the door, and sort of the posts at the...
Oh, there's no bridge there?
No, there are posts that would extend out. Essentially, the idea being that there were stilts that connected the structure off of the mountain, of the cliff face
I
itself,
get you now.
where he would push out. He would basically push out a bridge, and then...
I'm saving on a bunch of work. I don't know what he's complaining about.
It's such an unusual.
Must have been very confused.
Yes. Wait a minute, that's not the sound of company.
What's the bell made of? Iron?
Lots of iron here.
Lots of iron.
Everything's made of rust.
Yeah, go back and tell the other cans that apparently there's signs, like, down here.
Where?
It said down below. I don't know. So where are the signs?
We're in range still.
What's the range?
Planar.
The same plane.
Yeah, as long as he's still on
What's
the same
the
plane.
duration?
Hour.
Okay.
Permanency that.
Yeah, hour.
What, like you said, under the fortresses.
Under the fortresses.
Under the
He says under the fortresses, Canon.
Right. Let's find with those. Proceeding to wander the sticks for...
Not super well. We could scout up above, try and lead us to one of the fortresses.
Also, I'd say we could just go walk over to it and pop the boat up, and then go to the fortress, pop the boat back down, and go from there.
That's true. We do have that power because it's a magic boat.
Yeah.
Get everyone up to the ledge, pop, pop. We all fly over there.
There are various points where those of you that fly will have to ferry over.
Those who don't.
Well, at least we've dropped off 2 non-flyers.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got
We only have 2 left.
Yeah, only have
Cannon
2
and the
left.
dwarf, so we can at
There
least
are, yeah.
double them up on the other brooms.
Yeah. But yeah, so you do that, and then underneath the fortress, basically when looking up at it from below, it is basically an arrow. That arrow happens not to be pointing in either direction of the water. It is actually pointing
So that's
sideways.
That's just pointing where it is.
Yeah.
All right, let's just go overland as the bird flies.
But yeah, you basically have to go into the canyon to see it, and then you'd have to go up on the canyon, above the canyons to follow it.
Okay.
So we give up on the sticks for a while and just start traveling until we're going to go that way until we see another fortress, and then go check its arrow.
As you're pointed in the direction, though, you are actually able to see along the horizon the city itself.
Eat big.
Yes,
City Ho.
largest. Just the largest city in all of the Nine House.
So what, like San Francisco,
New
New York, Greater Metropolitan New York?
China.
I will note it
Beijing.
as the stretch from Los Angeles through San Diego.
I'm just gonna go with that's big because I have no idea how big any of those cities are.
Those are technically 2 different cities, but it's kind of lost city between them. Might as well
One
be.
place.
Yeah. It's a whole bunch of different smaller areas between, but it's all just kind of just...
Urban sprawl.
It's like a lot of people wanted to live over there.
And now they don't have water.
But all the homeless poop they can handle.
And more.
They just need to fertilize her.
Fertilizing with human feces is a bad idea. For the record.
Not necessarily.
No, necessarily.
And no, not necessarily.
Yes,
not if you do it
necessarily.
properly.
It's
It
a
is
bad
done
idea.
differently than normal, but no,
It's a bad idea.
No, you have to spread it out more because of the nitrogen
You
richness.
just compost it.
yeah, you just have to compost it longer.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
You compost it until it smells like dirt.
Mhm.
Bad plan.
About 2 years.
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, as you go overland, you do notice a variety of canyons below that just have
Wandering encounters.
As long as there's no
rock
musical
paths
cutscenes.
at the base of them. You do find some that let's see, you notice from a distance, but seem to almost basically be blockaded off with what appear to be giant iron rods that have just sort of been sharpened and just sort of put in at awkward angles, making like a tangled net above the top of a ridge.
I turn them around a little, and I'm like, do you have some ability to knock down fortified, walls and stuff?
I'm on the same group as you. What? Why? What? Why would she have that? What makes you think she would have that power?
What's her name?
Yes, that is a boat type name, not a personality and/or ability. The other was...
She doesn't get the reference, and she's...
Also, wasn't the other guy Keel? Is he a big load-bearing piece of wood?
For all he knows, you guys never met him.
Figure it's a nickname for some reason.
Just whatever universe she came from already had cannons? I don't know. So I'm pretty sure our surface boats don't.
There are ones that do. Yeah. You probably don't know that. He would probably be the only one of you that would know that. Because none of the rest of you have actually gone
surface boating?
Yeah.
So we've got this interleague. Would it provide any sort of obstacle for us to get over or through?
If we were landlocked,
you wouldn't have to go. You would not have to approach by it.
Oh, okay.
You can just go around it if you want.
All right.
Yes, the ability to fly makes this play not relatively jokish. You don't have to wander through, maze
most
canyons.
demons fly?
Not most, but quite a number of them can.
Yeah.
Or at least, I don't... Maybe they have it as like a spelling ability.
Yeah, and there are some that can do it as spells that...
I just assume most of hell's not made up for the people who live there, but for tortured people.
Mm-hmm. People who aren't rich enough to get around.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the hierarchy.
So we're flying to a city. Hope that was calculated in.
I'm just figuring out how long that actually takes.
Oh, okay.
And,
do we want to stop the night?
Yeah,
before we get to
the
city?
sky darkens when you're still several hours out.
Yeah, we might want to stop flying before we reach the city proper anyway and enter it normally.
Yeah.
Being unsure of...
Or anti-air laws?
Yeah, anti-air laws, potentially. But yeah, we can stop for the night if we want.
Still have a mansion or just bubble?
I can Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion. That's the place to stay.
Then it is a relatively easy night, and that is another potential encounter that you've just...
Lollygod past.
I just have to remember you're supposed to be doing this. You're actually getting to be the point. You're relatively high level at this point. Yeah, any simple encounter should be something you're able to just
to avoid. Just laugh at and leave. Yes. Once PCs get the ability just to say no and leave.
Yeah, we just hand wave ourselves past it.
It's like, what's your specialty? I specialize in nopomancy.
Ryan did specialize in nopomancy.
Nope.
Yeah. So make it through the night.
Sleeping
Nothing
very
attacks you in your...
comfortably.
Yeah, nothing...
Nothing into access in our invisible interdimensional plane with servants that could alert us at any moment.
Triple thick feather mattresses. The best sleeping arrangement ever.
Oh, this is truly hell.
Only triple thick.
Make sure
Mark Styles.
don't eat
Rich
more
and
than 20
famous.
people's worth of food to haul.
What is this? Only 4-ply? What kind of peasantry is this?
That paper is just phone books. Just a
Soft-
roll of
soft-
phone books.
No, it's a supple gooseneck.
If you are so bothered, you can go ahead and have the invisible servants provide you a bidet.
So wipe myself with the neck of a goose. A live goose.
We got service. Won't wipe yourself at all.
Yeah, You don't technically
They
have to do
refuse.
that.
They will only go so far.
They can't. They're not. I mean, they're magical constructs. They have no intelligence,
And 2 strength.
which is just strong enough.
After this game, I'm just going to switch the water for vodka.
I could do that.
Not exactly my
Drink of choice.
style. Well, I mean, you say that, but I mean, of like the 2 times that I have chosen to drink, that actually was my drink of choice.
That's why
Just
I
alcohol is not my drink of choice.
like Sky vodka.
I had that bottle for a few years before I was like, I'm never going to get to this. Someone else will want it.
And it being alcohol, someone said yes.
Of course, yeah.
But of course.
I should partake.
So then we fly near the city, land, and, well, I guess fly around till we find the front door. Is it walled?
It is walled, but there are many gated and like entrances within the outer gates.
Oh, okay.
Like there are like from anyone you could see a couple more.
Okay.
So yes, we will find a door and try to make our way through.
Yeah. Spinning your way through, and it is an immense city itself. Entering through. There are many people, many devils, many fiends, many mortals.
Can we tell if they're alive?
You're not positive without checking, but
Well, I don't know. Are we aware of that? Let's sprinkle some water on the ground.
So your homies?
Yeah, I mean the water it hits the ground before anything happens to it. It's not. There's nothing. It's hot, and if you sit for a while, it will evaporate at certainly a faster rate than it would have on your home plane. But it's not like it's just instantly.
No, the real test is to throw a bed down.
Are there rules that the Iron City I'm unaware of?
It's the whole city's made out of like metal, and it's super hot here.
No, it is hotter as you go further away from the outside. You're still right near where
The entrance.
the entrance is. So.
It might become more noticeable the further we get in.
Yeah. Other things, and that one, by the center points of it, it is like you're in a desert. It is still not the kind of thing where it's just going to instantly boil. But it does definitely get noticeably hotter. Other things, as you explore the city, to note, is that the canyons and broken surface do not stop because you're in the city. There are points where the roads are bridges, and if you look down, there are scaffoldings and ladders to various structures that have been built within the broken canyon below.
Prestidigitation 3 times. I chill my clothing.
So, Cannon, what are we here for?
You need to figure out the exit.
Oh.
Next thing.
Is there anybody nearby?
Everywhere.
Yes, there are many people. The city streets. There are people that have bumped into you as they're walking around. The streets are crowded with many, many people.
Then I try and I wait until one of them is willing to talk to me when I grab them. Not physically.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Thank you for explaining what grab them not physically meant.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you?
Are you targeting
Anything that speaks
spirit, hag, mortal, elf?
Whatever answers first.
Do you speak to anyone, or are you just sort of Batmaning your way through?
Nope, just as people walk by.
So, whatever's walking in front of him first, in common, I'm guessing?
Yeah. Whatever we're walking and then responds to me talking in common. I don't know, what did I should be whipping out the primordial out here? Speaking in raw elemental languages.
I don't know. I have Celestial, but I think that's a bad idea.
Probably a bad plan.
Not if you do nothing but blaspheme with it. They'll probably think it's funny.
I don't know. Is this cosmology one of those ones where, like, Abyssal or Infernal would have the same common root with Celestial?
Probably.
I know a lot of stuff uses Dwarven script.
That's because they just had the best writing and numbers.
Mm.
Gotta learn
I guess
that
technically it
Dwarven
was the
math.
highest percentage chance on the list. But yes, a human.
Well, hello there. Do you know the exit to the third layer?
I did. I don't think you could afford it.
I'm very wealthy. I've been told so.
You were told the exact opposite.
We can interpret things differently.
And it was in his head, so you don't know that.
You are a mime. You cannot speak.
First of all, that's rude.
I thought it was great. I loved it.
So you don't know?
No.
Do you know somebody who does?
I think I do, yes.
Ah.
Well, who?
Oh. But I know something you don't.
Yes.
Do you have
So
anything
I'm
of
asking.
value? And it seems that it would be of value to you.
Yes.
What do you know that could be of value to me? I cannot simply give up with myself.
I know the name of a pit fiend that deserts from a blood war occasionally.
Doesn't deserve.
Make a deception check.
He bails on the blood war and goes up into the material. That's deserting.
Well, we've been shown that that's actually part of hell.
22.
He considers it a treat. It's deserting.
Just the name?
Yes.
Do you have anything I could take to show evidence of this?
No.
Then I'm not sure how that information would truly be of much value to me. Perhaps speak to the commanders of the war and see if they're willing to trade for that information.
Well, what else do you want?
I don't know what you know.
Well, I'm a famed adventurer. I've been nearly everywhere.
So, have you been...
No, I asked. So, information's traded here, so if we tell you good information, we get information back. I'll give you that my name is Jimmy. Do we get
You're paying in advance, man.
Yes. Just to see if...
He kind of...
What the heck do I need that for?
I
Basically, no matter what
presume
he
you're of
says.
mortal make.
Yes.
I've died before, if that's what you mean.
Who hasn't?
Just over there raising my hand.
Well, if I were to say, Jimmy, cut off your right hand, do you do anything?
Do it. Do it.
No,
Do it.
I've been...
Take one for the
Do
team.
it. Do
I
it.
already took one for the team!
Do it again. This is not the first time
Have you
lost
done
your
this in a
hand.
different campaign as well?
I also cut off my
I didn't
hand.
realize that. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This is happening.
Oh.
That's why I brought that up at the beginning of the campaign. It seems a lot of times to progress your story.
I've got a suggestion. It's like I'm willing to trade an hour of you being invisible for the information. How would you like that?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
I'm gonna help to hype up how great invisibility is. I've been invisible before.
Didn't I have to rescue you?
I would have gotten out.
Inspiration or
Well, I was trying to give you a
You're not getting advantage for help. But if he wants to inspire you and
Sure,
give you extra
inspire.
dice to it, you can do that.
Yeah.
okay.
Decent.
So
His answer is,
So 12,
and then he
15.
tells him.
or 16. Yeah, one more.
That does require me to try and gather some use with it.
I figure you already had some in mind.
Perhaps, if the pair of you, both seeking this together, it seems.
I'm just being
Yes.
magnanimous.
He's
Perhaps
about to
we
get
could
hurt,
trade
so I'm about to
the
lose
name
my
of the
time.
deserter along with that.
I don't know. You only have a maybe on them knowing the outlet of to the third layer.
And I only have a maybe. I could find information while I was invisible, or a maybe that I could manage to convince anyone that the name you gave is actually a deserter.
I don't know why I'm bargaining. I don't really care. It just felt like it was right to do. I think it's the iron. Makes me feel like I'm supposed to be, intense.
Yeah.
So do you tell him the name and get invisible?
That's a deal.
No.
I'm now sitting there holding my axe and
asking-
just spinning it.
He's asking for 2, we asked for 2, and he's like... So he'll give us the information about the guy. I also want to know how to get the guy to like us.
Well, wouldn't we rather ask where he is?
Yes.
Just saying, this dude's starting to annoy me. I might just start hitting him.
That's probably okay in this world.
We might have to do a lot of things via kidnapping in this particular part of the planar cosmology.
Just go get your portable hole, put it down, grab him, throw him in.
First, the spell.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. So you cast the spell.
There you go.
His name is Mox. M-A-R-X.
Marks.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's have used and socialized work.
Marks the devil.
You've only bargained for a name and a location. He is located on the Street of Crimson, in the house with the blue arch. And who is the deserter?
Zoxnax. He works under Zario.
You hear nothing else of him.
Now, are you good sport and keep the concentration up for the hour?
Yeah.
Just cancel it.
I thought it'd be way funnier to cast Fairy Fire on him. Invisible.
Oh, we gave you invisibility. We also gave you an extra courtesy service.
Don't worry, no one will bump into you. Because of the Fairy Fire.
Sadly, Fairy Fire only has a concentration of like a minute.
Yes, I know.
So does Cannon know where the Crimson Street is?
No. But I think trying to bargain for that might be more than it's worth. Let's see what we can do.
Start wandering.
Yeah.
Well, it probably wouldn't take more than like a day.
City's
But the
probably...
city is as big as 2 cities.
Yeah, no, it could take an immense amount of time.
I have a magic compass.
That doesn't
You
work
can
here.
make a luck check, and you can make an intelligence.
Investigation?
Intelligence.
Intelligence, okay.
6.
Natural 20.
The logical conclusion would also be that in a city of this large, people don't know people far away. People don't know the whole city. You're having wards and districts nearby, and that's pretty much going to be the knowledge of influence. And so probably within... We'll give it... Probably by midday, you're able to find the street by basically just kind of wandering every few blocks up and down, back and forth within the area, and it is easy enough. The streets are actually labeled of signs.
Neat.
No consistency, Some of them you have to go a few blocks to find. Some of them it takes a while to figure out, oh wait, no, this symbol is the sign. Crimson is fortunately a color, and so after not too long you start to figure out you're probably just looking for something marked with that.
Yeah, if necessary, I'll cast Comprehend Languages so I can read stuff.
You probably do that at one time during it to figure out enough of, oh, these are signs this way, others are labeled different ways. It's not a consistent labeling. It's not a nice, oh, they're all right here on the street post. Some of them are down the center of the street. Some are along the edge of the gutters. Others are just marked along their various buildings within. During this time, you notice that this is a place of business.
Are there, like, vagabonds? Like, people just laying about?
Certainly some.
I trade them for free. Stories of my exploits. Just little short tidbits of, I'm Erich, Raspe, a famed adventurer. I did this one time. These stories are going to be rare because I'm not going to tell the same one twice.
You tried to make yourself currency.
Yeah, I figured.
I sit there, back them up. That's what I've been doing for weeks now.
Yeah, it's like I figure. This way they gotta collect all these stories because they're definitely not valuable by themselves. But look how many there are,
and they're all different.
They're all different.
Collect all 100, get a special prize. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
But I figure if I give this to like beggars, it's like donations.
Mm-hmm. And that special prize is more stories from Erich.
Right.
And he makes a special note of it, so whenever tax time comes, he can write it off.
Yes, I can write off the stories I told. I now owe you less stories. Take a break from adventuring. Just kidding, I won't.
But yes. And wandering that street.
Look for the Blue Arch.
Blue Arch is
Yes.
striking, in fact.
Ghetto McDonald's.
No, it's an arched doorway set with lapis lazuli.
It's apparently a Spanish doorway.
Yeah, I was going to say, why'd that rock make an accent? Lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli.
Hey man, whatever.
That rock evidently comes with an accent.
Knock on that door.
Say Ruby.
Ruby?
Not you. The one who has accent problems.
There's nothing you can say that'll get you out of this.
Ruby.
We're gonna find out the nationality of all these rocks.
Rule.
Emerald, yeah.
Some blue slitted eyes stare at you from a darkened point through a slide in the door.
As for Marks.
Yes.
Are you Marks? On Crimson Street in the Blue Arch house?
Perhaps I am.
We're looking for the exit down to the 3rd level.
Oh. I know this place.
Well, we'd like that information.
Oh, well, to figure many people would. It is a very valuable bit of information. I believe they have tried to hide it.
The rocks has the same accent as him.
He does have.
So can you give it to us?
I don't know. Perhaps I can. You hear several locks along the side of the door being unlocked, as well as one, messing or fumbling at something at the...
How many locks? 7?
11?
There are
4?
4 on the side and 1 on the top.
Is that 3 knocks, right?
How
Knocks,
many?
there's knocks still 2 locks.
The door.
So how many people you think this guy wants?
And he opens the door about halfway before it kind of slides against the floor and won't quite open the full way.
Yeah.
So it isn't quite.
It must be really hard to get his groceries in.
Shoot delivery.
What about the eggs? It's gonna crush the eggs.
And an orange
That's
head
not...
reaches for something quickly across the open door. And the man, sleek black hair, brown eyes, peeks around the door.
But they were blue slitted eyes.
They were. Yes.
Magic.
Come in. As he ignites a candle. He's going.
Like we all don't have dark vision.
He'll kind of lead the way up a flight of stairs. It's like right at the base. It's like a very small landing and directly on the stairs. Dude, how many?
6.
6.
Yeah.
Some must stand. Close the door when you're through.
No, we're not through.
Close the door. Start locking it.
No, we're not through, Nick. We're still using that door. We need it open.
Do you just stand in between the door and the street?
No, I just think you're doing it wrong. This is obviously Douchebag Central, where everyone takes everything literally, and I'm the king of pedantic.
Remember, you're better at it than me, as Bob is better than Adam. So do keep that in mind as far as the level that I'm going to be able to go to. Mm-hmm. I can only meet you so far.
Well, you could do better. You just choose not to.
I'm too nice of a person. I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. I like that. I'm a nice person. Actually,
I feel like you're still sorry about it. No, apology accepted. You're sorry for right now. What are you going to do? Try to take back your apology? That'd be awfully mean of you.
I'm sorry.
Apology accepted!
So he wants somebody to stay in the living room?
No, he wants someone. He is walking you up the flight of stairs, but the stairs are too narrow for him to wait and usher you up. He is leading, and he's saying to close the door once you're through.
Okay. Then yeah.
I don't know, Cannon, you want to keep watch?
Kind of.
She's taking pictures.
Right off the wall. He doesn't need those.
Cannon, all this time we've been traveling with their secret kleptomaniac. Just all the classes in rogue.
She won't let you look into her
Bag.
portal.
Satchel.
I don't know. I go over to whatever while we're getting whatever organized as far as marching order and all that kind of stuff. I go over to Laduguer. I'm like, I don't know. Would your deal you're making have any potential value in as far as giving brownie points to anybody who helps us to the big guy?
It was confusing for everyone. You're not alone.
No, I got it, but...
And it's like,
Okay, so you've made your statement. Ryan, what is the statement meant to be asking?
yeah. Well, is Laduguer's deal that he's going to make with Asmodeus, could that in any way used as like a leverage for us in these current circumstances as far as like devils that help whatever us out get whatever good points with Asmodeus
For helping us get through.
For helping us get through, yeah.
Yes, since this deal's so awesome, Asmodeus will hand out favors to everyone who helped along the way.
Yeah, basically.
Hope not. It might come to that, but at that point we have definitely gotten the worst end of the deal.
Isn't that what we're expecting, though?
I have a variety of opportunities to offer. And the hope is that he'll take on the more simple end.
Okay, we'll use you as emergency. So we'll have to see what these people are. I'm expecting us to have to kidnap a lot of people. That's my current understanding.
I was leaning towards, if this guy doesn't tell us, murder him, then sell the information that he's dead to another information broker to get the information we need.
What does he look like right now?
Sleek black hair, tan skin,
Human?
human. Mostly. His hands are backwards. His palms are where the backs of his hand ought to be.
Neat.
Last time we had to deal with one of those, it didn't end well for my character. Not in this game. In David's
If we
game.
do kill him, I'm going to try to trap his soul. Oh wait, I don't have that prepared. Never mind. I really need to get that thing unlocked.
Tell him to just take a 15-minute break.
Well, I might be able to speak with his dead body, depending on what happens with it.
Do those things still have personality? Like, they totally won't tell you stuff if you murder them, then say, hey, will you tell me this now? No, you murdered me, you get back!
I think Speak with Dead has that, but the whatever Soul Cage doesn't. It's like, no, give me the info.
It's capturing their soul and punching it repeatedly.
Yeah, you can also punch it for health, or punch it for scrying, punch it for skill check bonuses.
Isn't that very inherently evil?
No, it doesn't destroy the soul.
No, remember, we got rid of the subtype modifiers and spells.
Oh.
But also, like to point out who you're traveling with is not against evil.
We are mostly neutral, leaning towards good. Necromancy is just using disposed body parts to their full potential for the good of society.
And I'm not going to feel super bad about doing stuff to the devils.
They're already in hell. It's basically a get-out-of-jail-free card for hurting people.
And theoretically, given the backwards hand thing, isn't this a
Rakshasa.
You're not sure.
Rakshasa? And are
You
those
don't
devils?
know.
Well, no.
He's some sort of abnormal. So
Yeah. No.
eventually.
My thought was, are Rakshasas devils? Or just their own evil thing?
They're not devils as far as being like Betazu or something.
Okay. So we're going up the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're in a city. We're going to be here for 2 days.
We are not standing here while you try to find an enchanter.
No, I need to find a blacksmith. I gotta get a job.
Well, if he goes find the blacksmith,
Do you enter this dwelling, or do you go wandering down the street?
No, I enter the dwelling. I'm not wandering through this crazy-ass city.
You have noticed, you because of the time that you've been here, there is much business. It's definitely like a business center, but you don't see an industry.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see labor. You've not seen anyone doing laboring. You've seen very little even of selling goods.
Mostly people going.
But there are.
But
But yeah, it is calculating collection of souls, information, contracts, keeping track of information and knowledge and secrets. It is.
So these are where they kept all the lawyers you guys were looking for.
Mm.
But yes, as he leads you to the upper floor, there is sort of a sitting room with 4 comfortable chairs. Large, sort of lined with furs.
I will stand behind the one Erich sits in.
I'm sitting one.
Yeah, of course you would. But before sitting one himself, he actually goes and is closing other doors and locking other doors with a key from around his waist. And just sort of, there are 3 other doors that lead off of this room, and he has closed and locked all of them before sitting down in one of the chairs himself and sort of stretching out and setting the candle sort of in the middle of this seating area.
I look over at him. I'm like, abjuration. And locking the doors. I figured abjuration, yeah. No?
Now I'm just thinking, if we murder him, then plane shift, we'll have a good old-fashioned locked room murder.
Hey,
Which
who did
a lot less powerful when you have teleport in the world.
so fucking dead in the room.
Obviously, it was a wizard.
The doors were unlocked from the inside. How do you know it was a wizard? The giant lightning bolts all throughout the room.
Well, that could have
Also,
been a
someone
sorcerer.
wrote another victim of Erich Rauda on the wall.
And then, I know a little bit of information about this, says the beggar man in front of the door.
Hello.
The best thing is that they have to go through the city talking to every single beggar that we've passed.
I know the story. We might be able to find him not there, or somebody there who knew him.
There's one place we're sure he'll never be. Where's that? Where he's already been.
So what we have to do is build a new place.
That's actually one way to find him eventually.
Yeah, that worked.
A new place that's exciting, slightly dangerous.
Or extremely dangerous, but still boring.
The question is if there's like a knowledge IRS who finds you for making up fake information. I mean, I'd never do that.
Mm-hmm.
My stories are absolutely 100% bona fide true. They happened.
My mug proves it.
Yeah. Yes, one of my many adventures.
That time I got this mug made.
Not the story the mug tell. To be fair,
That was a pretty good story.
No, what you do is you hold it up and go, I will tell you the story of this mug. It's like, I was thinking, the story on the mug, eh? That looks like an interesting story. I'd like to know the details. I had it made.
to be fair, there's actually quite a lot that happened in that story, too.
I had this bird, dressed her up as a butler, put a fancy hat on her.
That is all part of it.
These two got arrested.
But you already know that story, so we'll digress. As he sets the gun. And why do you seek to get to the level below?
So we can get to the level below that, and the one below that, and the one below that. And I think the next one is where we're going. Right? I think that man works out?
You are seeking quite deep.
Yes.
It will be a dangerous journey.
Well,
You may never make it back.
It's true enough.
Wouldn't that be tragic?
well, no adventure without risk is worth doing.
Yeah, so go on.
You say that, and I just gonna go.
At this point, I think this has gotten away from me.
So, introductions are in order. You are Erich,
Yeah, Erich Rauda. I'm a famed
and
adventurer.
you are Jimmy. Your names have not yet come to me. I do believe Laduguer. And do you know myself?
Marks.
Yeah, Marks.
Totally said that at the door.
And could you tell me his name?
Whose?
Canon the Morenolith?
Hers is well nice.
Yeah, why don't you guys stop giving out free information?
Well,
forgot
I
his name.
point to Kalidan and say, he's a druid. He can shapeshift.
God damn it, you're worse. You shapeshift, usually as a cat. Very sneaky guy. Shut up.
Campaigns ago, but
This is our good friend Kalidan. He can't speak.
Now I do this.
I like that. Why can he not speak?
I don't know. He has a magic rock, though, so it all works out.
Which is a magic rock.
Speaks for him.
Oh, the magic rock can speak for you. Kalidan's magic rock. Can you speak?
This guy's an idiot. He doesn't even know you're just a rock.
See? It's magic.
I appreciate it. And do you wish to get to the level below?
No.
How about Kalidan's rock?
No, he just looks confused.
Not you either? Well, then perhaps not quite the best to be bringing him on a attempt to do a deal. He does not seem to even want the deal to go through. Perhaps you should come stand on my side and see what information we can get out of them.
I stand distinctly between him and the cannon lady. The Morenolith lady.
By the way, I would just like to I just love how well she judged you. As far as getting you to agree to that, and you'd be like, I hate that I agreed to it, but I am taking my responsibility seriously.
Yeah, I'm not happy about this.
But at this point, she feels a lot safer with the journey she has accepted. With the, okay, yeah, no.
With the giant takey dude who just keeps like...
Kalidan, I'm here, but I'm not happy.
That's basically... That's
been the campaign theme for half the campaign. Let's be fair, the first part of the campaign too, but you
No, the first part, I was super happy about it. I'm like, excellent, we're going to get this done, I got the uncle, and now I'm stuck.
Can you tell me the little one's name?
You already said that one's name. I point at the Duergar.
No, the little one.
Oh, I am Flint, the Dwarven City Guard. I come from Narmixel.
I do not trust anything you say. What would you say his name is?
You would say it's Flint, because he just said
No,
so.
No, I just keep dead eye staring him.
Perhaps you would know his name?
It's Henwick. He's a wizard.
Thank you.
You're the worst!
It's not like we can keep anything from this person. Erich's going to tell stories while we're here. Some of them will involve us. Everyone here is going to know who we are.
Yeah, fortunately, my parts in those stories are almost 100% lies.
I like the smell of iron.
I don't know if that's true.
You never believe some things no one says about themselves. Always trust what others say about you.
Well, you could ask a lot of people. I'm
Eric.
pretty famous.
Yes, Erich is an honest man.
Yes, I've been writing about him and his adventures.
You see, you mean to say something about him, but you managed to turn it about yourself. You seem to be very, very selfish.
I just start laughing.
I think I told the joke that the rock has enjoyed.
Can you smell what the rock's cooking? Apparently, I'm now a WWE wrestler.
Let's be fair, you've always been a 7-foot-tall bald man with a beard. You've always been a professional wrestler in this campaign.
Catapult.
With what is now basically,
glorious beard.
well, basically either obnoxious and in the way, or something you have had to start braiding and taming or cutting.
Oh, no, there is no cutting. There is merely maintenance.
Then you are having to, at this point, actually, you have like a braided beard, otherwise it would be like in the way of using your weapons.
Can I do a craft check to make it into a windmill?
Not on a daily basis, but if there's some sort of event you need to...
Just fancy up. Not here to windmill.
If you want to have a windmill beard, we'll just go back to the mansion and we can have the servants do it. They can do anything a normal person can, so...
That's not something a normal person can do.
That is something a person has done, therefore a normal person can do.
No, that is something a skilled professional has done.
Nah, he was in a beard competition. He was just normal.
No, that needed a skill check.
Yes.
What if we got some wax, and then Ryan cast Fabricate?
Fabricate on my facial hair.
This is not the subject we're discussing.
First off, yes, that would work. Because you have the materials and you can cast
he would need to know how to do it, which would mean he would actually have to go through training to figure it out.
Oh, okay.
It's the reason that he built into his backstory that his family was smithies so that he could use Fabricate in order to...
I will have to smith out of hair.
Use enough wax, it is like metal.
Just my beard's on an anvil. I don't think this is the right way to do it.
Shut up, I know what I'm doing!
I'll get the shape right.
You're wrong, obviously. This was the conversation we decided to have.
Alright, so... What's the deal? We want to get down to the third layer. You know.
Yeah. And the only person who has anything I care to know does not even seem to want to go down.
Why me? Why does everyone like to talk about me? I just like you look at my rock and go, why me? But I turn and glare at Cannon like it's her fault somehow.
Does the cannon wish to go down?
just like looks around out from around the side of me.
She's not so much hiding behind you, but she's just sort of standing. You're just between the two.
She's not hiding behind me, but I'm a very big man.
Are you standing or are you sitting?
Standing.
I figure Ryan's and the dwarf are the other ones.
Dwarf is not in a chair, which technically means at this point that there is an empty chair with how this is set up. Because basically you're behind him.
I could sit on the broom and float.
You're in a chair with the guy behind you, and then you're standing off to the side with Cannon just sort of half behind you. So, why do you call home?
This little town called Little Town. I have no idea.
The streets. You call the home streets.
I was raised on
I'm
this.
not to believe him anyway. It was useless to ask. I don't imagine you have much of a home.
Oh no, I'm a traveler by nature.
You've spoken many stories. Many stories.
I've led a long, eventful life.
You have more ahead of you, do not worry.
He's
You
just-
will have heartbreak, that you will enjoy.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I've never fallen in love and then broken my heart. It's usually the other way around.
It would be a new experience.
Well, except for that time he fell in love, then his heart was literally crushed as it was eaten.
Yeah,
Yeah, but he got better, and
Yeah.
she took poison.
it's fine.
You know him quite well, Mr. Rock. So, have you anything else to offer?
What do you offer?
The location of
I'm
the exit.
offering the location of...
Yeah, that's the way you want.
So, I know the location of Minauros. It sounds like that is where you wish to go.
And what's your asking price?
We have much
Yeah.
knowledge of...
Right now, I want to hear the story of a rich man and a talking rock. But perhaps someone else has something bold, tragic. Perhaps someone else has... Oh, yes, you have something in mind.
Yes, I do. I can tell you the story of my death and why it's important.
He thinks you're making a deception check, but make a persuasion check.
Oh, yeah! Uh, 28.
I will take it. Yes.
Your death and why it's important.
We will meet you outside if you would like to make your way.
Yeah.
He sort of gestures for everyone else to leave,
Mm-hmm.
and just sort of leans forward.
Leave you alone in the room with the maybe devil.
I'm sorry, overall, most of your interactions with the devils have been rather amiable,
Seems like a
particularly
pretty
on
nice
this
guy.
plane.
Seems like a pretty nice guy.
Yeah.
You will walk streets with many of them. And after a while, you are very confident at least some of the mortals along the streets are just living people that have come here to make deals and try to basically bargain with devils. You also get the feeling that they come from multiple material planes. You know, that they're not necessarily all from, heralding from the same home.
Oh, yeah, and Cannon goes down the stairs before me, but out the door after me.
Then I tell them the story of how I got eldritch powers from the Raven Queen, died, and then had her bring me back so I could start the war and freeing the subjugated races of Duergar and Gith against the Mind Flayers on our planet.
Do you also give details as far as the actual events, what you are fighting, that kind of...
No. Slavery,
How I died and
why it's important.
what's fun.
See, I would have told that story slightly differently.
Of course you would.
We're all aware.
The magic sword that resurrects people you put it on would have been much more prominent in my version of the talisman.
But he will take it. And kind of breaks the candle, off of the center and sort of scrapes out a bit of the soft wax and just sort of shoves it back on.
Why is there soft wax in the middle of the candle?
The entire base of the candle was softened wax from where...
Yeah, but you broke off the middle of the candle.
Yeah.
Which is not near the soft wax. It's the middle.
The soft wax is also along the side.
The point
It is melted wax there down.
wax.
Just saying. It shouldn't be.
So he scrapes some wax off the side of the candle.
No, he breaks and takes a whole chunk.
Oh.
And he shoves it back in. And he goes, and on a mantle, he finds a golden coin. And he puts the golden coin on the chunky, broken part in the center and folds the soft wax around it. And he kind of starts pushing at it. Backwards in his hands. In the canyons, very few within the city, but if you branch out, really not very far, there are waters that glow and entrap the souls of those that have passed.
Yeah, we've seen that on the upper layer. The Styx was really glowy and trapped souls.
Well, it was glowing and trapped souls here too, it just wasn't moving.
Yeah.
Where do you drop this? You may find your level.
So, go find the glowy, soul-filled water, just anywhere in the Styx, basically.
And put this in?
Yeah, okay. Go back downstairs, and thank you for your time.
Of course.
I'd like to say that once again, Nick paid the price.
Exactly! The whole way to afford is for Nick to give stuff up, be it a hand, his soul for a month of indeterminate time, because shenanigans, his story about how his death and resurrection is important.
To be fair, multiple times, it's always you, because someone wants something from someone else, and they refuse, and you just don't. You're like, fine, let's...
Keep this train rolling, because those two won't capitulate. It just won't happen.
On a sort of a future perspective, we might want to start offering one question from the sword as the payment.
Yeah.
You get to ask one question from the magical sword of knowing stuff. It might be vague, but you'll get an answer.
No, you get an answer. If you don't want to know about the vagaries.
So head down, tell them... we go back to the Styx, the glowy, soul-filled water, drop wax coin in. Then it opens a portal. Or something. I tell him what he told me.
Yeah, no, you told me. Cannon just sort of squints an eye. Whatever. Okay, Lana thinks about it.
Go find a canyon, look down. Is there water down there?
Not here within the city now.
Oh, then fly back out of the city.
You fly?
Well, once we get out of the city.
Zoom. Okay.
It's like, this one has water.
Yeah. And it probably takes... there's no actual sun designating the day-night cycle, but by the time you find the water, you can tell the light, as if there were sun, is yet again setting.
Mansion and go in the morning?
We can do either.
Well, I don't want to go now. We just spent all day in the city. Well, let's get a nice super rest in our super comfy house. With all of our super fancy food. And bidet servants.
Top level.
We've been here a few days.
Yes.
This will be our second.
No, it's been more than that. You've been in hell.
Oh, in hell, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This layer, it's our second day.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty simple. Just wisdom save from everyone.
Natural one.
Natural 1.
3.
2.
16.
19.
The DC is 10.
Ooh, fail.
Mm-hmm.
We're in an extra-dimensional space. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yes, it actually has counted. This is something that you are having to do after quite a while, as opposed to having to have done it several times by now. Yeah.
As we just hide part of our day somewhere else.
Exactly. But some aspect of your alignment that is not already on the either lawful or evil moves a step towards that. Feel free to keep your current alignment as a note, but your mind is starting to warp from this point, and so one part of aspect of your alignment is shifting in that direction. I'll let you choose where on your scale it is going towards it. So,
Well, chaotic neutral it is. Look what you did, Adam. We no longer have a good person in the party.
I'm neutral good.
Doubt.
You're true neutral and everyone knows it. I'm now neutral evil.
I'm just vaguely a good person. I don't feel like I owe everyone everything.
yeah, otherwise, it's a subtle change, but it's just getting to
The
you.
thing is, if it happens again, I'm not going to end up being true neutral. I'm going to end up being chaotic evil.
Which
Just
means,
turns out you just rob people. Happens sometimes. I don't know.
which means
Something
we're
about following his teachings about the roads and something about fantasy and bad. I never really got that. When they're on the road, you rob them.
No, I have to imagine road bandits also worship Farlingun. They travel the roads.
You know, you just go to new places and you rape and pillage. It just happens.
It happens. It's just normal circuits of events.
Eric the Warlord.
But morning comes.
Are
Whole
you
bunch of
proud
new
yourself,
stories
Adam?
about-
Do you see what you've done? Are
Whole
you proud
bunch
of
of new
yourself?
stories, though.
I don't know.
Think about it. So people
does
don't
this
know
mean we
Eric
have
is
to go
out.
hang out in
Also,
heaven?
you didn't actually leave the thing. Do make it a separate note, because it is a temporary change technically.
Oh, this isn't permanent.
No.
Oh.
That's what I said. Like he presented, is like leave it as a note, your original alignment as a note.
I just think the idea of having two different Erics running around. One's a nice, happy-go-lucky adventure guy, and the other guy's a pillaging rapist. I mean, Conan the Barbarian.
It's like, I don't believe there's
Except
helms
lightning
of
bolts.
alignment change or stuff like that anymore. And that kind of made me sad. I thought, oh, so that's how you forcibly change people's alignment. You drag them down to hell and then make them sit there for a while.
You can
But there-
it can be made permanent.
Ah,
depending on
sometimes think about what
situations,
you've
but at
done.
this point, it's not yet.
So I'm just going to be faster on the, this guy should do it. If not, we should probably stab him. Stab him till he does it.
Well, I guess me suggesting kidnapping people sounds more compelling now.
And it's like, you know what? Henwick had a point. Why weren't we kidnapping?
The only reason is because I don't think that's what that's what one person wanted. I don't think that's going to be the answer to all of our problems. Now, stabbing can usually be the answer to all your problems if you do enough of it.
High explosives.
Okay, I'll take that on board. Next time we come across somebody, our first deal is going to be giving their internal organs back.
But I still have them all for now.
You want it?
Oh, yeah. Would you like to take our deal then? Do you enjoy this?
Would you like to keep them?
It was awfully kind of us to let you have them for a test drive.
So, go down to the river, put the boat back out,
Mm-hmm.
throw a coin in water.
Front of the boat, back of the boat.
Front of the boat.
Just right at the front, further down.
Blip.
No.
Assuming it's going to make a very open hole, so we'll go
Let
in.
Cannon throw it. She's
Yeah.
the one piloting the boat. Might as well give her the option.
Yeah. Here, I pay Cannon this golden wax coin. And he said, "Put it in the water." We don't know.
So that spins it out. And yes, probably as you're imagining it, just sort of. Well, first it just sort of sinks, and for a while, the only notice you have is that as it breaks the water's surface, it seems to draw the attention of the souls below it, who are
Fighting over it?
fighting to try and grab whatever new.
How far away is it?
I take a copper and
40
throw
feet.
it in.
Yeah, if you take a cover, it'll.
I think that's
They'll do the
outside
same.
the range.
Oh, okay. So they do just react to stuff
Yeah.
hit in the water.
Yes.
If that's inside the range of mage hand, I want to try and keep the coin after we use it.
30 feet.
If that works. At 30 feet?
Yeah.
30 feet. Too far away.
Probably
Figured it was too far away. That's probably why I threw it that far.
First of all, I didn't realize that she was a major league pitcher.
Can't sorcery point cantrip. I would. I'd distance that.
But
Tidal wave it back to you.
Yeah.
it takes 30, 45 seconds before the water surface just starts to
Make
Drain.
gross noises.
make gross noises, drain, and sort of make a vortex in a hole that's just from both ends. All of a sudden, the water does again pull you in. The side of the boat just slams into the side of the cannon as it is technically making a a vortex going down. And the front, the mast, the front, or it has a name or whatever.
The prow.
Prow, slams in on the other side and it splinters.
Just casting mending.
The boat itself will gradually
Oh, yeah, no.
because she's in it, but
Yeah.
Mending is like no function here, man. At all. Doesn't heal HP damage. You
it's
could take them splinters, put them back in place, and then mend to make it whole.
yeah.
It's
What?
a long work.
But a few batterings as it goes down and spinning almost a dizzying amount before settling before you really even realize the angle that the ship is at. You notice it stinks. This place is foul. But then you're kind of noticing that you're sliding down the side of the boat and sort of resting on sort of the railings on the side as the boat is at sort of a,
Jaunty?
yeah, quite an angle.
Prestidigitation.
The water here it's
Sewage?
a bog. Yeah, you're in the stench-ridden bog, and the water is not deep. Based on the amount of boat that seems to be staying down within the water, you'd say 3 feet probably in this area.
Can it fold out into a flat bottom boat?
Yeah. It's like everyone on brooms. Tap, tap.
But as you're assessing and re-going over the situation, the water here doesn't have that bright glow. But you do notice the occasional spirit floating within the water, almost bringing the glow within it.
Mm-hmm.
The spirits of the six have been vastly spread out within the waters of this place.
And we no longer have discs, bright sky, morning thing? Or
No, you
Look up.
have brown skies. And you're below a patch of withering trees right here. But the three of you recognize the sound of rain above hitting them.
I don't know. Cannon might know what rain is. She's been on the surface.
The surface of the water is covered in like thick scum.
Mm-hmm.
So you get your flat-bottomed boat and
I know exactly how we compile it. Rod of rope. I plant myself at the front of it, just rod of rope into trees and pull it towards us.
Trees do not encompass the entirety of the area. You're sort of in a patch where you landed, but it seems to be a patch that's only about, say, 50 feet in diameter.
You're just saying that because I could have rod of rope us out of this problem.
There are occasionally other trees that you can either force. You can also technically still pilot the boat and get it to move.
I don't use this ability often,
Then
but
do that.
I make an eldritch pike. Out of
I
just
can-
pure
I can-
energy.
I can just stand on the boat.
Yeah, you can't. That's like one of the earliest things you can do, isn't it?
Yeah. Level 3.
I don't mind. I can just stand. It's diagonal. It's easy. It's
I-
like
Yeah.
walking up a wall.
Yes, but you can't make the boat go forward that way.
Can. And I
Not
can
while
make-
it's sideways. They had to make it into the flat, the keel, the
flat bottom boat.
the keel boat.
Mm-hmm.
The flat bottom girl.
So, ask him, which way?
I had,
That's
cit-
a-
I had citrus smells in my nose.
Of course I could.
resist.
I had citrus smell to my nose.
Because prestidigitation does
Prestidigitation is how he solves all of hell's problems.
Best cantrip.
All the mundane ones.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it supposed prestidigitation just supposed to be like card and magic tricks that a magician would have?
No.
Well, it's lifestyle magic.
Yeah. I can even create tiny little objects that can fit into the palm of my hand.
Yes, as in, more sleight of hand magic show things.
Yeah, I can put a crown on. I can make its stuff smell like stuff. I can make it different colors. Like
You could pull a rabbit out of a hat.
like Jimmy's polka dots.
What?
He has polka dots on now.
Yeah, no, it's like, alright, do you use it so long? Well, yes, like you being polka dotted. Just snap back at him.
It's like he comes over questioning the effectiveness of prestidigitation. Symbol.
I just like how you just point at my nose.
Caveberry smell.
Caveberry?
Yeah, because I'm from the underground. That's what I know what caveberry smell like.
You get very sun-based citrus, he gets caveberry.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the slugs that you liked, but the other place. It's a hint of that was flavoring some of those.
I'm happy about that. It was that slug stew. It had some of them caveberries in it.
Yes.
Damage.
It's like apples. They're either sweet or savory.
Like how much damage my boat took?
Yeah. Very nice compliment to dishes that we serve underground.
Yeah, that's something she's able to easily just
Fix on the way.
fix over some time.
Is it acid rain?
It is acid rain.
It's not on me or anybody within 20 feet of me.
Which is
within
everyone
20
on the
feet.
boat.
Behold my weather powers.
Hey, at least you didn't have
I don't have
to.
to look damage yet.
It's like, hey, no, this is rain. I can make it stop raining within a certain range of me.
So you each feel stinges of pain
like,
for
oh,
a moment as you break the tree
bad
line,
rain.
and it sizzles a bit. And as soon as Erich notices,
That's bad rain.
He glares at it, and it stops.
No rain.
again, you're
sailing through hell!
your 14th level character. You're supposed to be able to avoid some of these challenges.
How many have we
Remember
avoided?
that trap hallway? That kind of challenges
3
us.
today.
I didn't like that trap hallway.
I think we were supposed to poke it and not let it get up to like 20d6s of damage.
Yeah,
Yes.
last time we did that.
20-foot radius sphere centered on me.
Yeah, you can. Assuming you choose to stay in the middle of the boat.
I can end this as a bonus action.
Do you choose to stay in the center of the boat so you cover the entirety of the boat?
I sit at the front of the boat.
And I don't think the boat's over 20 feet long.
There's six of us. It has to be.
I think it comfortably seats like 4, and 2 of us are brooms.
You're thinking of the rowboat.
Oh, I didn't know there was one in between.
Oh, there isn't a keelboat option. For some reason, I thought you also had keelboat as an option.
Nope, galley or rowboat.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it's 2 of you on brooms, so as long as the 2 on brooms are choosing to stay close to him, then yeah, you're fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I believe it would be you and the dwarf because I'm actually pushing the boat with my pike.
Okay, if you've got
No need for you to do that. But.
Oh. Well, it didn't have a sail this time, so I didn't know if she could make it go forward. Yeah, okay.
It's magic.
And
To be fair, it also could just be one person.
Oh, it actually comes with its own rowers?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have to stay on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Minauros.
And I can't row because then I'm not guarding.
So I can make it so the wind doesn't blow in our face.
Mm-hmm.
That can ease the smell of it. That's 100-foot sphere centered on me.
Wind blowing away from us.
But yeah, it takes a bonus action every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Constant thought of go away, wind.
Occasionally, it stops. You thinking about something else? I am so great.
So this layer's super boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nothing happens here.
Apparently.
No threat. No danger. Super boring.
It's just kind of a scummy place.
Does Canon have ideas on how to get to the next layer? Because so far, Canon's got us, can make our boat go faster, and not really contributed much else.
I disagree.
Yeah, for being the guide, she really sucks at getting us where we're going without our intervention. I'm just saying, if she's guiding, why do we always have to figure out where we're going? She's a terrible guide. Thus far, she has done nothing that we couldn't do for ourselves.
There we go. She's like Uber. She's a terrible guy. She didn't do anything useful. 4 stars. This is her livelihood.
Mm-hmm. But she has healed my magical boat a couple times after taking
Okay,
damage
neutral.
from you.
Screw it. She gets 1 star. I don't care about her rating.
She gets 1 star, but a glowing review. Chaotic neutral. What is wrong with you? What are your standards?
It's like I want to give this driver 4 stars, but the smell is just so bad. I have to give it 1 star. I mean, it wasn't her car's fault. We were going through like the paper mill district, but still.
Gonna blame her.
His standards are where his feet are, all over the place.
Yeah.
That's a Farlingham joke if I've ever heard one.
She leads through the plane. Unless any of you make her not do so, navigating around areas that she'll point out seem to be troll nests.
Trolls don't carry money or stuff, and I don't feel reason to go pick a fight with them.
And
I
we've
don't
seen
know, I
them
read a
before.
book one time where they did.
Yeah. We've seen trolls before. We don't need to interact with them.
You've had great interaction with trolls in the past.
What was the troll?
Kind of killed you.
Oh, yeah, that troll.
Radioactive.
I do cast Sickening Radiance at one of the troll hives as we just go by and keep it on there. Hoping some of them sleep and just sort of die in their sleep.
So something happens, and sort of like thatching is like sort of cleaned down as a couple of
Children come out and start throwing up and dying while their mother cries, "You monster."
Just laugh.
that would have been better, other than the fact that his alignment just changed and he wouldn't care. But a couple of sort of trolls sort of whooped and pussy and bloated. They just hop down into the swamp and start making their way towards your boat.
Hell!
I think I can cover with acid right now.
They're trolls, they're probably fine.
Isn't that one of the things that stops our regeneration?
These are hell trolls, they're probably fine.
Yeah, no.
So,
Just sort of being a dick as they walk on for ways away, just out your class.
how fast are they closing?
Hopefully not fast enough.
He is assuming they're not, clearly, with his actions.
Well, I didn't think you'd start combat with 2 minutes
Oh,
ago.
oh, you're going to rely on that, are you?
Yeah.
Well, I'll teach you.
Trying to metagame up in here.
So we're moving basically at 30 feet.
If need be, you get another sickening radiance.
I do, and hypnotic pattern.
No, I'd go with sickening radiance.
So yeah, they are basically moving at 60 feet per round. You're moving at 30 feet per round. You would get 6 blasts off before they can do anything.
Okay, how many turns in Sickening Radiance do they spend?
What kind of damage does Sickening Radiance do?
Radiant.
Radiance. How large is Sickening Radiance?
Fireball size, so like...
20 feet.
20-foot radius.
Yeah.
So 40-foot diameter.
And is it start of turn? Or if they end their turn there?
Santhars. Maybe.
How many of them are there?
30-foot radius sphere centered on a point that you choose within range. Light spreads around corners. Constitution, 4d10 radiant damage, 1 level of exhaustion. Can't be invisible. 120 feet.
120 feet.
Yeah, range and 10-minute duration.
Measure. But is it at the start of their turn? Is it just a blast?
No.
When a creature moves into the spell's area for the first time, or on a turn where it starts there.
So it starts there, then you get 2.
Okay. So
They leave immediately.
each of them needs 2 con saves of 18.
Trolls are pretty good at that.
Did they both fail?
No, the first one, natural 20, both of them. The other one, first got an 11, and then got a natural 20. So there's...
So 1 level of exhaustion for him.
What does
Which
that
is
do?
just skills and stuff for the first one of them.
Yeah. And, 40-10 damage.
And then they take half of it. No, so it's all or nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So 13. 15 radiant damage.
Wow. It's actually 16, but good counting.
Shut up, math.
If we've learned anything, it's that we
How
can't do
big are
maths.
They are large.
And once they get out of it, release that one, cast another one, they'll have to walk through, coming to us while Eldritch Blasting.
It is visually light,
Yeah.
and it's concentration.
Mm-hmm.
So you've lost the other one.
Yep.
The other one, it doesn't matter though. Basically, they'll start walking into that, and they will turn, and they will walk out of it. And at that point, you're able to just keep going faster than them, and they have to go around it because it's visible for them. And with the extra use of the spell and removing it from their home, you can convince them to...
I made them have a bad day. Screw trolls. So says Cat, are neutral evil.
Well,
They
you
stopped
are
following
following
us?
us at this point.
Yes, they stopped once it became the I'm running out of this bad thing to try and get to him to bad thing is keeping me from getting to them. Oh, my home is safe again.
That was, 120 feet away from their home?
No. It's a 30 foot
Radius.
but he could cast it from up to 120 feet away.
So, at max distance, they're 150 feet away.
I was thinking about dropping a tornado on their house.
That would have been fun.
I don't think I'm quite
Wait till
there
they
yet.
start walking back towards...
I don't think I'm
It's like,
quite
I'm
there.
only neutral.
Hey man, you're chaotic neutral. Just do whatever you feels good.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know. It's my 7th level spell slot.
Then I just sort of hang out in the room for the next hour.
And it's back! Because short rest gets his warlocks back. Well, good combat!
That's
And not only did we avoid another thing, we started it, then avoided it.
That's probably a 15,000 point combat right there.
Unfortunately, no. They're far beneath you.
So there are a lot of spirits in the Styx water here. There's only like the one.
They're much more spread out.
Is the water here like actually fetid and bad smelling? The
Yes.
water itself?
What? We're in this water. Stop draining it
I move
away from the
there.
boat.
I go away from the boat and do it, but I want Minauros water.
I mean, do you have a way that you're labeling these differently?
Just keeping them in
How are you
different
going to keep them
pockets.
different?
I imagine they look different. Do they not look different?
Nope.
After you make the second one.
But when you do it, it's probably because of the shallowness of the water I'm thinking, probably you're still definitely going to affect the boat. But yeah, in fact, you can only throw it so far unless you get,
I use the broom to go away.
Okay, so you get out of the
Yeah.
boat to go, okay.
Oh yeah, you guys will get acid rain.
I'm standing there getting acid rain down, holding my shield over cannon, just looking really pissed.
That shield, that spear follows me.
But,
Yeah, I want a pinch of.
yeah, it'll just sort of drain down to,
Super mud.
yeah, well, it's not even super muddy, because it's also sucking a lot of water out from there as well. It's, semi-dry ground, and then the water starts to rush back in towards...
Yeah, I want that. Do the spirits here get out of the ground and go nuts?
Unless you try to get an area that has one in there, you could easily find an area large enough that doesn't have any.
Luck check?
Do you want there to be one in the area or not? You get to choose.
Oh, well, I wouldn't. That's what's funny is I wouldn't have really paid attention to
Then
that.
there wouldn't be one.
But yeah. Minauros stick water. And the answer is, I'm just going to put them all in the same bag.
And just assure people.
Yeah, it's like I just roll a D for how many I have when I decide to throw one down.
It turns out they're all just water.
That's fine.
Still, just incredibly disruptive. How many gallons of water is that?
Just boom. I don't know, but I've got a pellet. 2 pellets now.
Eventually, he'll just have all of them, and he can just throw them all and be
Yeah,
like,
just 7 pellets.
flood!
I'm a great
He'll have a
prophet.
bag of hell water.
I'm a great prophet. I foretold a flood. That's true. I didn't get any water from just this because it was the same. It was just the same. But I was like, there are 7 layers of hell. 9 layers? 9 layers of hell. And I've got 7 pinches of dust, so we're allowed to lose a couple out here and there.
You're just choosing, not this one. This one was too similar to
I've
the
got to get the
last.
cold water.
Go back to Avernus and go to the.
Okay, so how
Lake
much
of Blood.
experience?
Oh no, we're still going. So,
We're not done yet.
yeah.
Don't rush.
I thought we were.
No.
I just got sidetracked by Austin Syllogist.
No, he wanted to go where. But yeah, no, you go for another handful of hours before Kenan, who sort of explains, I believe the next day should be somewhere through the city of the plain. I believe that would be it. And you see
Holy crap, she found something.
a giant ornately carved stone structure rising out of the city, or out of the marsh, rather, the bog.
Is it nighttime yet? Or is it...
This is a brown sky, and you have not noticed any changing of the light.
Well, do we feel tired yet?
Not incredibly.
Look up.
Brown. Odd clearing within the middle of the rain.
Well, I didn't know if we wanted to, mansion yet or not, or go to the city first.
No,
Well, the city's in the distance.
Oh, yeah.
we gotta keep traveling.
There is not as easy a place to actually mansion here.
I don't know, go up to a tree, open a door in the tree.
There aren't really trees large enough to...
Doesn't Magnificent Mansion just make a portal in the air?
It might be. I know he's used it against things to hide it. Is it just, if it's in the middle of anywhere, someone might just walk into it?
Well, it gives a giant showing glowing light when it
no,
opens
it's
and closes.
surface independent. I just get to choose where it appears.
Okay, so you can do it. It's just more likely for something to run into it.
Walks in.
No,
Sir, no invitations.
Well, it's closed off if I don't specifically allow them in.
Yeah, and it's like, that's just a door.
I'm pretty sure things were able to...
You'd have to know how to plane shift into it in order to get in.
The door isn't open.
The door actually has a mechanism that allows me to choose who gets to enter and who's not allowed to enter.
Which is, us enter, everyone else no.
Yeah, I can essentially whitelist people.
Okay, they were just waiting outside, was the point.
Yeah.
Oh, it stays shimmering the whole time so people see it.
While closed, the portal's invisible. So if you leave it open, it's visible.
Okay.
So it's only during opening.
I just remember that there were whole big ordeals when you first got it. So what was the problem there?
We were in a really, really dark cave and made a giant shimmering light funnel door.
Okay.
That was what the deal was.
Yeah.
That we had to throw up a curtain to block the light.
I knew you had to do something.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So do you choose to rest before heading into the city?
No.
Okay. Well, then it's completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
Anyways, 5,500 experience. And, assuming that's not yet a level,
169.
That's next session where we get a level.
still got a little longer to go. Well, you can join us for that session when it's out. Thanks for watching. Bye.